Dear viewers, welcome to a new episode of Diet Myths. Today, we shall be talking about a very important mineral, namely calcium. We all know that we should be having enough calcium for our bone health, but a lot of people don't know that it's also important for our heart, for the nerves, for the muscle functions. So calcium is truly a very, very important mineral that we should have in our diets or in the format of a supplement. There are even more studies, although not very definitive, but they say that calcium along with vitamin D not only helps the muscles, but also helps prevent some types of cancer, or at least give us a kind of protection against developing these risks, also for diabetes and also for high blood pressure, hypertension. So make sure that you have enough calcium. A lot of, namely, dairy products. So they drink milk or yogurt or the laban drink or cheese, which is a protein, but also a very good source of calcium. People know that they should be drinking a cup or two, but actually they don't really know how much calcium they should be having and what's the calcium content in 1 cup. So to establish the amounts we need, an older man, or let's say just men, adults up to 70 years of age, require 1000 milligrams of calcium, and women up to 50 years of age require the 1000 milligrams of calcium. As they grow older, women 51 and above, they would require 1200 milligrams of calcium, and men over 70 will require 12 milligrams or 1200 milligrams of calcium. So how can we translate these milligrams into food items? 1 cup of milk or 1 glass of milk, 8 ounces of milk, would be around 300 to 330 milligrams of calcium, meaning that we have to drink at least 3 cups of milk to maintain the minimum, around the 1000. So now we know where to get our calcium from. Please stay tuned because there's more to know about dietary sources of calcium. Dear viewers, welcome to the second segment of our episode from Diet Myths, and today we're talking about calcium. And we've established how much we need, but why do we need the calcium? Not only because we need better bones, but children need it mainly for growth, so we need to maintain their growth, and the elderly are more prone to osteoporosis, which means that their bones will become less dense, mole holes in their bones, and they're at risk of having more fractures and falls. So it's very important that we consume calcium in the amount prescribed, which is around 1000 or recommended 1000 milligrams or 1200 milligrams of calcium. But some people do not like milk. Some are vegans. Some have lactose intolerance. Others have absorption problems or digestion problems. So therefore, we should look for alternative methods of having our calcium. Although dairy is very important, but it's not good for all. People may refer to supplements, and supplements are fine, but again, there are different types of supplements. There are different tolerability for supplements. The absorption may differ from one preparation to another. The concentration may differ from one preparation to another. Plus, there's a risk of having more than what we want when we have a supplement, and we may go up to the upper tolerable level, which can cause some kinds of problem. So our best bet would be from dietary sources. Let's go through some of these dietary sources that may help you, and they're good alternatives to milk. I'll start with, again, similar to milk, but from different preparations like soy milk, almond milk, and coconut milk. But also these have to be fortified because the calcium content is not quite high. If they're fortified with calcium, then you guarantee having the calcium you need without the intolerance that can come from lactose or from animal protein, as some may suffer. Another source of calcium is tofu, which is again from soy, but it has to be again prepared with calcium sulfate. So you have to read the label well and make sure that it's prepared correctly to have enough of the calcium. If you take half a cup of tofu, you will be having half the recommended amount of calcium just from this half cup. So you'll be having around 500 milligrams of calcium. And the beauty about tofu, that you can eat it either as a savory food because it acquires the taste from other foods it's mixed with. You can have it in stir fries, in soups, if you like the miso soup with tofu, or you can have it as a dessert as well. You can add it to a smoothie. So you're guaranteed to have enough calcium, half your recommended amount, just from half a cup of tofu. Please stay tuned and you'll learn more about other dietary sources of calcium. Dear viewers, welcome to the third segment of our episode Diet Myths, and we are talking about calcium and non-dairy sources of calcium in our diet. I would like to introduce another food item that is rich in calcium, but again, it should be fortified: orange juice. I'm not a great fan of juices, but if you like to have orange juice, you will be killing two birds with one stone if it's fortified, because you'll be having enough of vitamin C and you'll have a little bit more of calcium. So 1 cup, the regular glass of orange juice, fortified with calcium, would provide you with around 35% of your daily recommended calcium. So that's again a good source. There's a source, a vegetable, or actually leafy vegetable, kale. We're not really into kale in this part of the world, but it's considered one of the superfoods because it's very low in calories. 1 cup of kale has like 30 calories. It's insignificant in its caloric content. It's filling, it's full of minerals and vitamins. And as far as calcium is concerned, 1 cup of kale would give you 10% of the calcium you need. That's 100 milligrams of calcium. So again, it can be just sprinkled into your salad, this 1 cup, or you can munch on it. You can eat it even in dried chips format, or in a stir fry, or just a tossed salad, and you will enjoy a nice flavor with a lot of health benefits. The bok choy, or what we call the Chinese cabbage, is another good source of calcium, and it can be also consumed as a stir fry or even shredded within your salad. Of course, the cooked portion gets more concentrated calcium within it, and it would give you 15% of your required calcium recommendation, which is 150 milligrams of calcium. Almonds, a lot of people like almonds. It's a good thing to munch at because it has a lot of other health benefits. Of course, the raw almonds are better than the roasted almonds, but as far as calcium is concerned, whether you have it raw or in a smoothie format or roasted, you will be having plenty of calcium. Again, another 10% per 23 pieces of almond. So you can have that snack safely and make sure that you're having or contributing more to your calcium intake. We have the rhubarb, again not very common in our part of the world because it's of its sourness. You can eat it either in a pie format or again in a salad or baked or stir-fried, and it has also 10% of the calcium recommendation. A food item, again a dark green leafy vegetable that is very common in our food, spinach, would give you 25% of the recommended calcium. So if you have 1 cup of spinach, whether cooked or baby leaves with your salad, you'll guarantee that you're having around 250 milligrams of calcium. And that's even almost next to a glass of milk, which is very good. Beans, lima beans or pinto beans or navy beans also would give you between 5 to 8% of your calcium content. And Brazilian nuts would give you around 5% also per 6 nuts. So you can have a combination of nuts, green leafy vegetables, or soy products, and you'll guarantee with a glass of soy milk or almond milk or coconut milk that you're covering all your intake of calcium. You'll guarantee healthy bones, hopefully healthy heart, nerves, and reduced chances of getting, God forbid, cancer or diabetes or high blood pressure. We hope to see you in another episode. Thank you.